Hey YouTube. So I thought I'd go over a couple of things. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine today. He's driving a 2014, I believe, Cascadia Evolution. And this past week, he was up in sub-zero temperatures up there in Chicagoland. And he was seeing wind chills of negative 20. And so he kept his truck idling. He doesn't have an APU. And he has Opta idle, but, for some reason he just thought it'd be better. Now, years ago I was driving a T660 that was fairly new, and it messed up something that had to do with the DEF system. So, and that happened in sub-zero temperatures. This truck has messed up in sub-zero temperatures. And anyways, he idled his truck to keep the, if DEF fluid freezes, it freezes, I think, at 17 degrees. That's why you see at the pilots, you see that they've insulated the DEF pumps. I know when DF first came out, there's a lot of mechanics that said, oh no, the stuff doesn't freeze. I'm like, well, it's a liquid. It's got to freeze at some point. When the truck's running, it cycles it just like your fuel, and therefore it never freezes when you're, as long as you keep the truck running. So anyways, my friend parked his truck and he had 2 engine lights on. So he took it to the Freightliner dealership. Where he gets all of his work done, because a lot of his stuff's warranty work. And they inevitably, basically, just to make a long story short, they regen the truck 3 times in a row. They did a forced regen. And the whole time they had a computer hooked up to it. It ended up costing my friend $1,000. Just to do a forced regen. But that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is when he talked to the mechanic, he said, well, what caused this? And he said, well, it's because you idled for, 1 or 2 days straight. And he's like, well, if I would have shut the truck off at, 15, 20 below zero, then I would have had a different set of problems. And the mechanic goes, I know. Now, in the old days, you turn on a diesel truck and you just let it run, if it got that cold. I remember watching a documentary as a kid of these construction workers that worked up there in Alaska. And during the wintertime, during the real cold temperatures, they would leave the trucks running. There was one guy that had the job of keeping the trucks running. And if the truck shut off, it was a big deal to try to get it to, start it again. I think they've even touched on that in Ice Road Truckers. So, to me, that is what's killing this industry, in a way, is these new trucks are so fragile. They're so, there's all these computers and sensors and, to the point that all these big truck companies, manufacturers have these warranties, and that's why the big companies like Swift, Warner, Schneider and all that, that's why they buy these trucks and then get rid of them at 400,000 miles, because they're taking advantage of the warranty. So when you go to a dealership, you gotta, let's say you just schedule a regular PM or something that's mechanically wrong. Well, you gotta sift through all the people that are in there getting warranty work, and that seems to be the new business model with truck manufacturers. Let's build something, let's complicate it to where you have to take it to the dealership, and then, and then warranty will cover it, so the shop still gets their money from the factory, but then, the driver's left with downtime. And to me, that's what scares me to death about buying a new truck. This truck is costing me a lot of money. So I can't imagine having a brand new truck, such as my friend that has the 2013. He got it new, and yeah, he's had a lot of work done. A lot of it was covered with warranty, some of it wasn't. So your truck that you buy is only as good as the warranty. So when I'm weighing my options of what I want to do next, it scares me a little bit to look at a new truck, because as nice as they are on the inside, all the creature comforts, leather seats, swivel seats, TV mounts, microwaves, refrigerators, heated seats, none of that matters if the truck can't go down the road, And what are you supposed to do in the wintertime? If you can't idle, if idling is bad for these new trucks, but yet leaving them sitting is bad for these new trucks, what are you supposed to do? When I was sitting at the Schneider yard Monday, I watched several trucks be dragged into the shop because they were frozen. I watched several trucks be towed in by tow trucks as I was sitting there. I probably saw 10 or 12 trucks that were down because of the weather, And it's like, what do? You can plug in the block heater and hope for the best. But, if you go to a truck stop, you don't have a block heater, And not every truck has an APU. If you get the right Arctic package APU, it'll cycle everything and you don't have to worry about it as much. But how many people have that? You shouldn't rely on that. The truck should be a reliable piece of machinery that, should be able to deal with all kinds of weather. We can't just all drive in 60-degree weather all the time. So it just baffles me that these EPA rules and the CARB thing and the DEF stuff, it's just, look at Caterpillar. Caterpillar said, we're out, we're done. We're not dealing with that technology. And it's amazing to me that one state in the whole union, requires these DEF trucks, but yet, 90% of the trucks out here are DEF. You got the glider kits and you got the older trucks. But, what are you supposed to do? So these are just my thoughts that I'm thinking about when I'm looking at possibly purchasing the next truck. Because if I upgrade, I'm going to get something newer. This is the last year. This 2009, 2010 is the last year that I have a DPF system. I have a regeneration thing, but at the same time, I don't use DEF fluid. It uses the diesel. So I still have the 7th injector. I still have a DPF filter to deal with. And the first year I had this truck, it gave me a problem. Guess what? It was like -30 up there near Gary, Indiana. So, what do you do? Now, people go, well, you get glider kits, but now the government is cracking down on glider kits. And, and the company I'm leased on with, you're not allowed a glider kit. So, if I could afford it, that's what I would do if Schneider would allow me to have a glider kit. So, it's just amazing to me that these trucks have become disposable. They're meant to be traded in every 3 or 4 years. And, to me, it's the most important part of your business if you're an owner-operator, is that truck, And if you can't rely on that piece of machinery, where do you go from there, So just a few thoughts. If you're looking to be an owner-operator, your truck is going to be your biggest expense. And, we're in a situation where these trucks don't like extreme weather. And one little tiny thing, a little bit of moisture in your DEF tank will cause faults to come up, sensors to go bad, and after 300,000 or 400,000 miles, the truck's, the plastic and the electric stuff and the rubber stuff, it's all wearing out, and then, pretty soon you got the mechanical issues like I've had. So But anyways, I just thought I'd throw this video out here because I am thinking about upgrading, but then this is one of the things that I'm afraid of. I can either have a ton of repairs with the new truck or a ton of repairs with an old truck. So, might as well be comfortable, right? So, anyways, shout out to Next Gen Trucker. I'm wearing his hat that he gave me. And I'll probably do a couple more videos before Christmas, so, we'll see what happens. But for now, I'm home, and I'm home for 5 days. The next load goes out Tuesday, the 27th. It's a shorty going into Oklahoma, so you guys take it easy, and until next time.